Hey guys, Memphis here. Just a friendly Canadian reminder to keep force buying, and you're watching Thorin's YouTube.
Right, I've got a question for you. Are you a football fan, by the way? Do you follow football at all?
Yeah. I mean, maybe not for now. Before I was doing it more. Now,
right, okay. In that case, I'll use an old school example. Right, when people do the award in football, it's kind of like HLTV #1 player, Ballon d'Or. You get the trophy. Means you're supposed to be the best player in the world, right? I noticed when they give that award, it's kind of like in Counter Strike. You know, in Counter Strike, they just give it to the player who has the craziest stats, and like it's nearly always the AWPer who just has the most kills, least deaths, and so the stats are awesome. In the same way, in football, it's nearly always the person who's the striker who scores like 60 goals. And he wins a Champions League or something, right? But I've always thought that's a kind of a simplistic way to decide who the best players. You're almost just letting like the stats do it. Whereas I'll give you an example. If you think of like old school players, like Zidane's a great example. He's not going to score 30 goals, but if you see the way he plays, he might be the best player ever. He looks insane, like it's got So my question is this: Snax sometimes got to be like #4 player on HLTV, #5 player on HLTV. Never #1 though. Here's my question: at your peak, you could pick whatever year. When you were at your peak, did you think you were the best player? Did you feel unbeatable?
I think at the start of 2017, when I was playing AWP, actually, I think it was like I really enjoyed the AWP, like the way we were playing. I think it was really nice, and maybe at the start of 2017, it was the only year. But you know, like I never were like looking at those. Like I was like getting top 4. It was really nice, you know. I say, oh right, that's nice. But for me, for the entire like obviously, I was saying, okay, I have top 4. Do you have like top 5? Like I remember agreeing with Pasha. I'm better because maybe I was once in top 20, but I was top 3, and you will never be top 3. And I'm saying, but I was 3 times in top 5, and you were not. And then we had like fights like this, but it was mostly like for me, whenever we are winning as a team, this is like individual prize that coming like a bonus, you know. And obviously I like to have like now this is more like I'm not saying oh yeah I was so good by then. I'm just like enjoying that I have like small medals, you know, in the home, and I can just display them to someone and say yeah, this is like the part of my like history in the life, like I enjoying like doing there by days. I was never like saying, okay, I need to be like top 1 in HLTV. I need to get a major MVP medal or whatever. Like those was like for me bonus. And whenever we were winning as a team, I was fully happy.
One match I do want to ask about is a lot of people think the sort of last ride of Virtus.pro was that EPICENTER final against SK Gaming in 2017. Because that year you'd already had like in the middle of the year, there was like the slump. And then this event, I mean, if you remember, you weren't even supposed to get on the group stage of that one, if you remember. It was like an insanely stacked tournament. And then in the final, obviously it was a full best of 5, all 5 maps. It was a super epic game. And like, I feel like this is one of those finals where like, by the time you get to the 5th map, either team could win this game. There's so many back and forth moments, you know. You remember this match? Was it a vivid memory to you?
I remember I think we could have ended either first overtime or even in regulation time. I think it was something on Cobblestone. I think like last map was Cobblestone, yeah? I
think so.
Yeah, so as I remember, we could win it again, but it happens like we lost the same way, kind of like some of the tournaments. And yeah, I don't remember that much details. I remember I was playing Cobblestone Max 7 on Ali on A. Bolts, I think it was, but most of the things from this, I only remember like those 2 things that I was playing Max 7 on Ali and Cobble, and we lost, and we could have win on A. It was just like small like bad mistake we did, and that's why we lost the match.
This is the common trend, though, with Virtus.pro. Here's what's funny. There's a good and a bad side. The good side is it means even if Virtus.pro loses, it's really hard for the opponent to win. That's why a lot of people, their favourite win is like a big win in a semi-final of Virtus.pro. But the downside is it means there's a lot of matches where you lose in like 14-16 or overtime, or, you know, you're leading and just lose. Is it hard to deal with that when you're so close?
I think to closing the match is not that hard. Like for me, like I remember even in when we go to China and we were playing versus first time we lost versus Kingwin.
Yes.
And I remember like first time when the question came up like this on the like our team forum, like what happened if you're gonna lose, or what if we do something like this or whatever, like mostly about the losing we're talking. And I'm like, okay, I know like where it's gonna end, like probably people they will not be that confident as we normally are, you know, like then Kingwin lost versus I think NVS on I think in the final, and I think if it would be us in the final we just smack probably.
NVS wasn't that good at the time. You probably win the tournament, right?
Yeah, and we are actually at a good shape. It was like it was before the major. I think, and Las Vegas. So it was like pretty close. There's like it was before, I think 1 or 2 weeks before the major. So I would put myself. I remember we were kind of in the good shape. So going from the tournament when we lost versus Polish players, Polish team, then we came to the major and we could have won it. So I would say like we're in the good shape and like so. When you start to doubt yourself, like what happened if you lose? Like what happened? Like you're gonna lose and that's all. Like we need to. This is how I'm like living my life. You know, like if I'm gonna lose, then I'm gonna lose. Like this is not my thing. But I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna be like that fully sad or whatever. Gonna, have it in my belly for like 1 week. Okay, like,
you can put it. You can put it away.
Yeah. I'm just gonna like say okay, it happens and just take the experience to go more and like. No, nothing gonna be bad if you're gonna lose versus Polish team. Like someday it need to happen anyway. So
true.
So I was like maybe a little bit, like loosey goosey style in those things, but yeah, I don't remember what was the question. So
it's all right. By the way, since you guys won the one major, I'm sure the normal question is like, was just the best moment. So aside from winning the Katowice, what's the other best moment in CSGO? Is there a tournament? Is it just a moment that felt like this was an awesome time? What would, aside from that win, what would the next best moment be?
I think Las Vegas. I'm always putting Las
Dreamhack
Vegas. I remember I had really fun there. Like I like the city. I like the activities we did, like behind the CS. I remember I was first time trying to be more behind the microphone on the.
Oh, you did some interview stuff, yes.
Yeah, it was hard, obviously. Sure. And I was like, this is the. I think this was the most stressful thing for me for 5 years of playing Counter-Strike. Okay. Not playing but just talking to microphone, and like especially on live or whatever. Like now it's like pretty easy. Like obviously I do some mistakes, but back in the days it was so much harder.
Right.
And I think this was the most stressful the thing for me in CS. But I would say Las Vegas. Like I remember, like we won the tournament. I was happy because we showed that it wasn't fluke in Atlanta. Like we should have won and we were just good. So we just show it again that we could win versus anyone in that time. I remember I was playing roulette, in casino. And I win, I think 11K there.
Oh, okay.
So and I just get we go by helicopter as well, like around the city.
Oh, so you're just in a good mood because you won, right?
Yeah, it was like full, like everything happened there,
right.
Like MVP, winning tournament, first interviews with fun, then helicopter, the winning in like the casinos. So like everything like went perfectly well, and even I remember like the going home from the tournament, that's the only thing that went wrong. I remember like I didn't sleep in the night. I knew I have the morning flight, so I said I bought business. I said okay, let's go. We won't. I'm buying business. I'm lying on the bed in the plane. I'm like chilling, and then I'm like closing my eyes. I thought that I already wake up. Like I slept like I think 30 minutes or something, but I'm like waking up. I'm looking like in front of my like window. I'm saying okay, we are like on the ground, so maybe we landed already. Maybe it's so perfect. And then they said like Bailey said to me that we are already getting up, but then they put the brakes and they said like by the radio that the engine, something is wrong with the engine.
Right.
We cannot start. And then we're going out, and you imagine me.
You're all trying to go to sleep already, right?
Yeah. I was like fully dead, Okay, right. I'm saying okay. Then I'm going back to the hotel, and they say okay, tomorrow we have a flight. And in that moment, I had like 7.5K won on the roulette. And then because of the one day, I went to roulette.
I can see where this story's going.
Yeah, I went again.
Oh, you won again? Okay, I thought you were going to lose it all this story. Okay.
No. I like before this flight, I won like around 7-8K. I think 7. And then because of the day I went to casino, I just like put out like $300 or something. And I put again, I win like 3.5K or something. I put in like, I can maybe shortcut the full story. Like I'm just fully like green in the roulette. I don't know what's happening.
Oh, fair enough.
Like,
it was a fluke, just time, lucky,
like,
right?
Flipping,
okay.
Yeah. I remember first time I took like $400, $500. And I was like putting $10 there, $10 there. And the people like Kuben and Pasha are asking me, Snax, let's go. You play enough. And I say, okay, I have 100. And okay, let's put 100 on 0. And then I 3.5K. Yeah, I'm okay. No, that's nice. I'm taking the money, going like next day or third day. The same situation. I have like 300, 400. Putting. They say, okay, Snax, let's go. I'm okay. 100 on 0, and I won again. Yeah, so I won like 6K, 7K from it. And the next day, after the plane that we couldn't start, I went to casino, and the same story with Bialy. I'm playing. Okay, I'm saying, okay, let's go. I'm putting 100 on 0. I won 3.55k. So it was so funny. Like this was everything.
Okay.
Like I felt like in a movie a bit, with all the story with the plane, winning at the casino because of the staying one day more. I win a little bit more.
Yes.
And then like the overall the travel back home was 4 days, but because I won and I have this like insane story to talk through, I was like, okay, like I don't care. Like it could be even 1 week going home. So.
It's also funny, this story, because obviously the perception from fans, I know it's kind of a childish one, is they all think this is the event that killed Virtus.pro because, here's the problem. Look, I'm sure it wasn't great that, like, one player got a car and the others didn't. But it's not like that immediately killed the team. People have maybe gone too far with that story, right?
Yeah, no, it's for sure not tournament. Like, there was a lot of things that actually happened to this. Like I don't know what the other guys were talking about it. I think Pasha also mentioned in some Polish interview about the team. Like from me, I would say like it was bad. It was handled in a bad way from the team, and no, it was not Las Vegas. I mean, it could be part of it, but it's not like one tournament can like. I cannot say also like one person could break our team.
Right.
Like people were saying, like me and Bialy just kicked us or whatever. Like this is not true. Like I didn't have that much power in the team.
Sure.
Like there is no way. Like one guy. I mean,
I think Taz even said it because he knew the org. He had the choice to like kick everyone, and he just let himself get removed. Essentially, I think it was even something like that, right?
Maybe I'm not sure. Like. I don't know. I remember, like, what I can say, like, this is not like the decision of one guy. All of us need to like accept it and say, okay, yes, let's do it or whatever.
Right.
So I don't want to maybe say that much because it was like that's. I don't know what Taz or Neo were saying about it, and probably a different story about it. But if I can put it in soft way, I would just say like Mercedes was the match of it, like the started match of the whole. I think Taz handled it pretty well, but what happened later in the team was handled bad way. I was also started, because of it, suddenly I started to be IGL, and I didn't know like the problems were behind it, like in different positions. So it was like, I kind of get forced to do it. I was never like saying, okay, I don't want it. Like it was a lot of times when actually I was thinking it.
Right.
And I was doing it, and I was like, okay, sure. Even before VP, I was mostly IGL. I was mostly IGL in my teams, and I was like, okay. And then, like, so I read some interviews. Then you remember my post when came up on Facebook.
Oh, yes,
I said about Taz and Neo, and this was the moment that I actually understand what actually happened, after Las Vegas. I didn't know, and now you can compare the timing of my post in Las Vegas and like the time between it. You can see like it was a lot of time, and I just understand it after that time what actually happened, because like people were not talking, like we are so fully close what happened, and I just get fully like close in my motivation, like it was hard to me play in the game, and also I felt bad about what I was like what I've written down like after time. Maybe it didn't take that much toll of me, like over what I was writing. If we like compare like lack of motivation, this post, like what I think about the players, what they said about me or whatever. When I put everything to one back and I would put on myself, then I felt really bad and I lost my motivation for quite a time, and it was hard for me. And I just could say like this: I don't want to spill any nicknames or whatever.
It's all good.
I think also I wasn't the perfect there, in the team. Like obviously I had bad moments, good moments. Everyone from it. I think overall we had like a really nice and great story in VP. And the only one thing I could say that I regret is like the way we part away in the team. And we could do it in the better way. Where like the guys were older. I started to be older a little bit as well. And from this, I would say the only one thing I don't like, it was like we end up in the bad blood, between us. And
right.
It could happen I think like the breakout of the team was needed anyway. I think like I don't think so we could like play more as this team. Like
I mean, you already been together like the longest of anyone ever at this point in time. Yeah. So like eventually it has to change, right?
Yeah, and I would say probably we did a bad change. Like it should be done a little bit maybe different, but what doesn't matter. Like I'm not gonna spoil the things.
Okay.
I just can say like this. But yeah, like I said, I think the inevitable was the time that we're gonna break up anyway, and the thing is only I regret that this isn't bad blood. We could have normal talk other teams we break in the normal situation normal talk, and right now I would say I can talk with everyone. At the beginning was a little bit harder, we didn't talk that much, and yeah, but I think time just cures the
yes
everything, I would say.
No, absolutely. What about after this? You had that period where you went and you were in mouse sports, and it's the problem with that story is it's kind of like a roller coaster. It's it was good and there was bad. Obviously the major was really bad and the team did bad, but then right after that you won the New York event, so there was good and there was bad. So when you were in this team, give me some thoughts on this, because obviously in this team you're clearly doing it wasn't the same as Snax and Virtus.pro.
Maybe it's a perk, that when I'm coming to the team, you either can go group stage or you can win the tournament.
Right, it's your style, right? Sure.
But it feels I'm in the home, yeah. I remember it was the time that I think it was Carrigan from FaZe that he was asking me if I can join FaZe, and
okay.
I had the talk as well with MOUZ back in the day. I don't know versus who I would play in FaZe. I don't remember the lineup for now, but I had to choose between those two, and for me, I said, okay, I wasn't that old back in the day when I was joining MOUZ yet, and I said, okay, I think this is the good opportunity to me to play with a little bit younger players, because I think it was Robs there, Sunny,
yes,
so they were younger, and I think in FaZe it was a little bit more older people.
Sure.
And what I heard, I didn't talk that much with Carrigan about the roles, I think, but in MOUZ I said, I talk and I said, okay, I want this, and this, and then they were saying, okay, you probably can do it. And then I'm coming to the team. And then it happened that I actually just get put it in Sticko shoes, in all the roles. And I said, I didn't sign for it, And I'm the guy who's I'm gonna be straight. I said to guys, I don't enjoy it. And they could see it Insta that I don't like it. I said, it cannot be like this, especially when we said, okay, it's not gonna be like this. I feel like I'm just... actually, I pay respect to Sticko, the roles he had in the MOUZ, and
that was hard, right?
Whatever they put, it was everything the worst.
The worst roles possible,
yes,
right?
Yes, he had everything, the worst thing there. And when I put it, I was how this guy survived to play like this for longer time. I'm the player. If I'm not gonna have a fun from the game, I'm not gonna perform, and it's gonna be hard for me, and I'm not gonna enjoy it. And probably play that much. And when it happens, I remember on New York, I said to myself, okay, fuck it, I will just play whatever I want. I'm gonna push here, I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna listen that much. I just need to feel a little bit more. And I felt I played better, so much better on this New York. Even maybe my statistics are not that good, but I remember some runs I win pretty nicely. And overall, I have more impact than before. And then, I remember we had again, kind of talk that, okay, we need to do this. I'm asking, when you're gonna change some stuff. I said mostly in VP I was doing a lot of stuff I would like to show, but there was kind of no time, because when I joined it was Insta colon, Insta something.
Right,
and,
yes.
And I was okay, what I can do. And then those guys decide to remove me to the bench, and I said, I wasn't even arguing. I said, sure, I just don't enjoy it. I cannot play like this.
Was it a challenge that, first of all, in this team, to use the analogy you gave about Bialy, in this team, apparently Sticko was the Bialy of the team who was talking all the time. Was it tricky to go to a team where you have to speak English and quickly, communicate all this stuff to people?
I think it was hard for sure at the beginning, because it was my first time, but I also, it showed me the guidance a little bit how to develop my English and other, how should I work on it, and it should have happened to me to actually to be able to even IGN in English. Right now I'm doing it, and I think people are happy on GamerLegion the way I'm doing it. The scores are shit, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna say you cannot perform good in the game that have 4 months being 1 month of the server, because this kind of you feel new mechanics, new everything in the game, and even for me in CSGO, if I would have break like this before traveling, I would probably perform okay. But in the moment I don't play 1 month, I just sit on the PC on the LAN on practice room, and I felt I have no hands. What is this game? I cannot move properly. I feel this is something weird, And going back to the Sticko and to compare Sticko and Bialy, I would say Bialy had so much better position than Sticko.
Oh, sure.
Because in VP we had it more balanced, either you can put everything on one guy, or you can put like those for 5 guys, and then it's split evenly, and then you can say, you know, like on this map, okay, I can be support, I can plant the bomb, whatever, I can do those things. But on the other map, then I'm playing like my positions, and Tas, for example, gonna play those positions. And on the other map, Tas is not playing those positions, but Neo is playing. And then everyone feel fair, you know, in the team. And I felt like the construct of the MOUZ game plan back in the days was really not fair for this one guy. Like probably 4 people were really happy how they played.
Yes.
And then one guy was like, and I felt it in my skin. It was like, okay, this is like, I was not even ready for something like this, you know. I was playing in VP for 5 years. Like we are doing a lot of stuff. We have different approaches, you know. Like I understand, like we're gonna have different approach there as well. But that was just crazy for me, you know, how you can like beat your player up in the team, and maybe they didn't feel it. But I think like what I'm also always saying, like, if those guys don't understand how to feel, to have a feeling, to be a player like this, just put him for 1 week on this position, and he will like understand, like actually this is not enjoyable, and he's gonna say maybe okay, we can change or whatever.
One thing I want to ask, because it's a perfect moment to, is I remember you once made a post on the internet that was along these lines, where you basically said you don't like that people talk about Counter-Strike as though it is like this guy's the support and then this one's the entry. You said to you, it's more like there's just general like tenders. I think you said it was like there should be like forwards and defenders or something. I can't remember what it was, but it was this idea you're sort of talking about in VP, right? The idea that people should be able to switch up what they do. Can you give me some thoughts on this? Because this is kind of a bit different. Other people do think there's a set role, you know.
But you don't think so? Is it right now, or it was like at the end of CSGO what I said, like about this, like the roles? Like I can like do the description now what I exactly said. Like,
yeah, go on.
So for me, like if you have a map and let's say you have middle, right, and left. Yeah, on the left you have lurker, on the left you have lurker, maybe sometimes on the mid. But if you're going towards B, and mostly the guy who is lurker on B normally, he's gonna attack first because he
becomes the entry if you go B. Yes.
Yeah. So everybody kinda are. They need to like know everything in the game. Like you cannot be only lurker. You need to know, like especially now, you need to know how to attack. You need to know how to play aggro. You need to know how to use util, and you need to how to like lurk or just do the clutches. So I was like, I remember it was 2017. I think I said this, like for me, I even said to my guys in the team, like I remember we had a fight about the arguments about the roles, and I said like guys, right now I don't feel like there's a roles. You have 4 rifles and AWPer, and that's all the roles you have. Obviously, like one rifle can be more aggressive. Then you put him a little bit on more aggressive positions, but he can also lurk. He can like even imagine Pasha. This guy was lurker, but you remember his playstyle. He was really aggressive.
Well, he was pressing W all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was lurking as well. In some, you remember those like action mirrors when he's going behind people as well. So how you can compare him? Like you can say, okay, he was actually lurker, but actually I could say he was also really like to attack. And I would put myself as well. Like I had a lot of runs when I was like sneaking, playing around smokes, lurking, but then also I also had the runs when I was like fully attacking and have like no fear in attack. And for me, it was always like this: that some people are better at clutches, some people are just betting to be first, obviously, but they need to develop it. Like, and this is how our team, I think, was working, because when we had the problems, we were asking about the changes, and so it's kind of like in the same topic, I would say. So when you do like those small changes, then you need to develop yourself as well as a player on the new position, and then you are learning new stuff. And I think that was easier for us to actually understand, because we are like for a lot of positions, everyone, and we can understand how to play. So I don't know if you agree, like this is the way, but I remember even 2017, like I said, we had argued that I said, now the defaults and playing over the reactions, and people need to know how to lurk and be aggressive, and other stuff need to be done, because this is how the Counter-Strike will look in the future. And actually, I think after 3 or 4 years, I could say like this is actually how Counter-Strike is looking right now. Like people are playing a lot of defaults, playing reactive. They like everyone can be aggressive, everyone can lurk. Like I said, obviously some are better on something, but they all know how to do it. Yeah.
I would agree generally. I do think like the game did develop like that. Like, as you say, the good analogy is like, as you say, the person who lurks over on like the B apartments. If you say, go B now, obviously he's the entry at that point in time. He doesn't wait for the person who's the other guy to come across the map. But let me ask you this question though. I have noticed that a lot of star players do think this way, Snax. They think everyone should be able to do all the roles. So the question I would ask is this though. Everyone in your team isn't Snax though. Maybe they can't all do all these roles, you know. Maybe isn't there certain things you can do or where you see the game that other people don't?
Yeah, but maybe I put in I'm obviously I agree with you, but I would say like putting everyone need to know, but I'm not saying like, okay, this guy is gonna lurk 10 for 10, yeah, the points, 10 out of 10 points. I don't say like... And
just has to understand how to do it, right?
Yeah, like mostly like to understand, like, okay, like, I don't want to end the situation when my lurker is on B and I'm saying, okay, let's go attack, and then he don't know it to flash, to act, to play aggro. You know, maybe he's not doing this perfect, but he can enter a good way, and then we can follow him and play. This is what I mean. Like overall, like the understanding of the game, I would say, like I said, obviously, I would put myself like better as a lurker for sure. Yeah, I would put 9 out of the 10 or 8 out of the 10 when I was like really in the shape. But then when attacking, I would put myself as, I would say, as a 7 or 6. You know, like in the good moment, I would put maybe at 8. Yeah, like it was changing. You know, it depends on the time. But like some of the days, I would say, okay, I'm really like today I'm feeling lurking. I can do clutches. Yeah. And then, but I could also understand how to attack on some like certain maps or just positions, you know, like, okay, like I remember Inferno on when we were playing with VP and we had this house strat when I did with this smoke on top of bulk and the wall that we were jumping to pit, like we were doing in 2015. And I like, you know, I did this strat and I said, okay, guys, I will attack like this. I need flash here. I flashed here. And then like when someone like listening to it, you can say, okay, this guy know what to do. Like he's like saying, okay, he want to attack like this, he will do it. And then I would put, okay, he understand how to attack. Yeah. Like he did strat for himself. He is putting himself in the attack zone, so he know what to do. Yeah, and then I'm okay. He's like good at it. Yeah, like maybe like he understands how to do it, and he's like okay with that. And then when I was lurking there, because when they going B, then I was doing my job there as well as a lurker. Yeah, so I could like do those two. And this is what I'm saying. Now you cannot have like okay only lurker who is like only lurking, waiting on second mid, nothing is happening, not taking pressure, not taking some positions to make a space for other team. You know, like those things. I'm mostly are saying like you need to be more versatile.
Versatile. Yeah.
Versatile. Yeah.
One thing I noticed about the entire history of Virtus.pro is Virtus.pro always has a good map pool. There's nearly always like really good on 5, 6 of the maps. You have the one that's the permaban. And the other thing I've noticed is not just a good map pool. It seems like your team always did this thing. I've always actually, when I do my job as an analyst, I always say if you're like a newer team, this is a great strategy, which is anytime a new map comes out, make that a map you put loads of time into. So people will know when Cash first came along, you guys were playing that all the time. Cobblestone, this became a classic Virtus.pro map. If everyone remembers when they brought Nuke back, when they reworked it and brought it back in, this was like the main map you were going to. What would you say about this? Like, how does the team always have like a good map pool? They always was this like a conscious approach to try the new maps, etc.?
I think we're just enjoying the new maps, you know, like as I said, like I don't like Inferno. I'm playing Inferno now, but I'm saying okay, this Inferno is like okay, it's always the same. Banana, be waiting on banana, fighting on banana. You know, like some of them are really boring. And for me, like Cash or Cobblestone, whoa. Like for me, I don't know, like people are saying Cash is bad map, but for me it was such a nice map. You have mid that either CT or T can fight for it. And then if you are taking mid, you have more space. But it's not necessary you need to have it. Like I would say it's kind of important because you have more space, but you can work around it like in CT and T side, and then you can retake it, and then it's nice. And then taking mid as a T side, you have like more opportunities to split either B from vent room, either A from long, you know. It gives like more pressure to CT. Maybe CT want to like for me this map was perfect. In the city, when you were taking mid as a city and you had a really nice contour there, you could listen a lot of like footsteps while they're going back, they're going out A. And for me, this was like map. Okay, you have something to take to have like a more advantage, but it was easily to retake. You know, it wasn't like I don't know, like the best like example, but you know, like taking mid, like retaking mid was pretty easy because you can just molly the trash on the left or under the vent and taking as a city. On T side as well, like you were molly the sandbag. Cloud checking right side with the flashes or whatever, and you were going out and the sides on A and B. I would say it was pretty nice to play around, and so I think we would just like to new maps, and some of the maps were pretty nice with the util as well. You know, Cash was really nice with the util, mostly like open skyboxes everywhere, like maybe not on CT or whatever on B, but like overall you had like open skyboxes like now you have. And Cobblestone as well, you can I think on Cobblestone you have also like open skybox. Yeah, you could smoke easily from B spawn to B side, and I think that was like the good thing for us because we were just going on the server, checking the util. I was like checking the util. I don't know even you remember some of my util. I remember on Nuke smoke when you were running like aiming on the wires and then smoking heaven. It was the first like video of the like new smokes that I was doing, and I think those smokes on B, when you were rushing through stairs and doing the speedway smoke on B, also I think I like kind of do it first, and so we were just and one smoke as well from I think it was that people said it was Neo on Cash that he was like smoking above the building on A, and he was like like hitting the invisible skybox and dropping on the perfect. I developed it. So,
right.
It was me, guys. It was me. This is that time I can say like some of the YouTube was me. So for example, I really like to find the new stuff, watching them. I don't even remember we didn't have the stuff servers, like this that you can put bot, you can do retro, throw, try it. Like, do you have trajectory? I remember I had the bind to put vending machine on the ground, so it's actually showing me as a boost, and I was checking like some things like this. So that back in the day I was doing like this, and I had the fun with it. And I think just having a new map, new structure, new things to do, and overall I think we like those maps. I don't think so in VP we would play Anubis. If Anubis came in 2000, I think we wouldn't play Anubis. Yeah. Even if people are saying you sneaky, you can do some more fakes and stuff like this, I would say this map, for me, this map is like, I don't know, bad. Like, maybe I won't go to that much to the details, but overall I would say like mostly the sides are bad, non-bad, like in the way of how they build the site, like B or A. Like, I feel like there is no space, like it's too close distances, I don't know. Like, I don't like it. Just
fair enough. Right. One question I have is even though, like you say, around the time of the MOUZ sports deal, you could have gone to FaZe Clan, which would have potentially been like, all things are possible in your career if you do that. After this, you had a couple of years where you were in these Polish teams, but they weren't top teams, and people didn't see you at a lot of the events, right? Mm. Was this a time where you just didn't have other offers? What was going on in this time period? Did people forget about you, do you think?
I think I get wrong. I mean, maybe wrong, maybe not wrong. Like I can decide, but like I think when people were asking MOUZ sports about me, they were saying like I'm lazy or whatever. But
you got a bad reputation.
Yeah, I think so. Like it probably was a bit like this, and I mean, from what I did there, I could agree a bit, but I said as well I wasn't signing for it, and I was like, I can say like I was like fully fair with the people, and. And I was just saying myself, like, I think it was also when in VP times when we were breaking up, like I came to TAS and said, okay, this is the situation. And I think it's probably only me that I said, well, like, what is like happening, and why it's happening. And I think only me, I did that. I came to TAS like 1-to-1, like eye to eye. And I said him like everything I got like in that time. So in MOUZ as well, I said, okay, I don't enjoy, I don't like this. I started to play probably other games, like, just to be like an annoying kid, saying, okay, I'm mad or something and I don't want to play, but I knew it's not going to change anyway. So I was like in really bad situation in time, and I think that's mostly the thing. And even right now, I think after ENCE, when some of the teams, like from even top 5, like one team, I think, came to me, asked me to be IGL, and I was super fair to them, and I said, guys, if you want to take me as IGL, I don't think so. It's a good plan. Like, I never did it in English, I'm not ready. Like, I never even tried to do it, in English. So putting me to that kind of team to just go insta to tournament with me not having even an inch of experience to be an IGL, I said there is no way. So if you watch, like, looking for someone, then IGL, you can come to me. But as an IGL right now, I'm not ready. So, like, I don't know, maybe I a bit with that I'm fully fair to the people. I'm trying always to say like what I'm feeling, and but I hope maybe in the future it will help me somehow, because I think it's pretty fair. Like, I could easily go as a paycheck stealer. I said, okay, I can go, like, no problem, let's go. Yeah, but I'm not playing for the money. I'm playing for the fun. And when like you said about the Polish team, when I started, people didn't notice me. I think like I also had the plan in my mind that actually I want to like do a Polish team, try to work with them, as a IGL, as a mentor, I would say a bit. And I could say like I played with K, Menio, Killer back in the days, and right now I would say they are kind of in the good position. Sure. I remember they were saying like they really like how I was treating CS, how I was treating them as a players, that they learn a lot, like they learn fully different way of looking at CS. I'm not saying that it's all because of me that they are in the top. I would say I was just like a good guidance or like good friend that could show like some things. Okay, you might be better if you do this, or you might be better if you think like that. Yeah, obviously they are talented and they go on the top like by themselves. But I could put myself as a good friend or small teacher or whatever you can call it, like to them. And now they're developing. So also I'm really glad. So I remember even like you remember like we can say if one round you would win one round game, the history could change differently, obviously. Yes. And then even the match versus NIP, yeah, in Anonymous, like rematch.
Oh, the Flashpoint one, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I was playing now then in Killer and K and Minio and Nuts. And
right, all
so
these 9 players that people don't know, yes.
Yeah, so you can imagine what if actually we could normally win versus NIP and we don't get this rematch, and then for sure we got for another this NMR online because it was online meta. Yeah, I mean online stages then, but then we would go for another tournament with the same lineup. And I think from like winning one match from upper, it's pretty easy to already be qualified. So if we would just stay with the lineup, we could win this one match. And we actually did a pretty good fight there, as I remember, like overall, like as a team. So like history could change dramatically. Like we could still play, for example, like we could have a good team, like we could have like qualified for the major even, and like you never know. But I was enjoying my time in Poland. Like maybe not in all of the teams, but with, for example, Clark K and Menio, I would say those people were really like. I could have like. See in them that they want to achieve something, you know. They play like the Killer is the most like hardworking guy I would ever see, and I would like I would see him in the future that being in top 20 players or something because of this hard work and how he's thinking and play. I'll put him there as well, and with K and Minio as well. Like they were good players. I like the way they were operating in the game. I liked how we understand after time each other, and I could see like those guys can do much, and we could see like this 9 period when Hades came to the team. It was actually good. Like something's happened bad, but I would say like probably they were lacking of the like experienced guy because they were fully younger team. Only I think Hades had like kind of some experience, but I don't think so. He had like this experience in the team.
You could see it in the game because on the internet they were really good, but yet the LAN you could tell at the major they were nervous. You know.
Yes, exactly. And they probably need some guy who's like fully experienced to hold the nerves and maybe have a little bit more fun so they actually can develop themselves better. Sure. But you can see like if the team have problem like this on offline, and I know then they were playing on some of the tournaments offline good as well, they can have a good future in CS, obviously. Yeah.
Right, obviously you had this period though last year where you got to stand in for ENCE right after the major where the IM Dallas tournament was there, and people will know the team made it to the final. They just only lost to Cloud9, and in it you beat FaZe, who was like the champion of the major, #1 team. The reason this matchup is crazy is not just because you were standing in, but the player you were replacing is the player a lot of people thought was the best player of the team, Spinks. Like everyone, as soon as this player's not in the lineup, everyone was like, forget about ENCE then. Like they're not going to do anything. Snax hasn't played in years. But what happened at this tournament? It seems like actually you were playing really well. The team in general didn't seem to have a problem missing Spinks. What happened?
I think this is the thing when people are putting me in my positions, you know, especially on Nuke. Like Nuke was best map for me, and like on Nuke on City I can play either outside or upper. But like before ENCE, I was playing mostly upper because I put K on outside because I said, okay, you are my younger brother, you know, from the team. You go outside, I can go A. Like it's fine for me. And I like trust him, okay, he will do better, and I see like he was literally skillful, so I'm saying, okay, you go outside, I can just play A. And then I was just like put it on my positions, you know. And when I'm like indoor, like I remember when I was playing the door in Nuke in VP, like people hate to play versus me, you know, like every time doing the smoking door, like they don't know if I actually go down to vent, like if I'm like lurking around. I was such a painful guy there. And I think it just came to the guys as well again. Like they were probably, guys, this is Snax, like he can go out vent, and then thinking too much about it. And then I'm just doing something around it. And then it was also a little bit easier because they couldn't counter me in any way. Like they can counter me when there's no like POVs from me, you know.
There's no demos to watch, right?
But then like we played second Nuke and third Nuke, and the people still couldn't get a fight against me on Nuke. So yeah, I could just tell like whenever you put me in my good positions and I enjoy game and I know what to do, like I would say like if people would put me outside like on that or whatever overpass on B, we didn't play that much overpass as well in VP. We play more than that too, but not that much. and they put me first time on B as a default, guy, and I played pretty okay there. I wasn't like the bright person there, but I would say I was playing okay. And this is what I was saying, like people need to understand how to play the right and left side, the wingers, whatever the positions, yeah. And on Nuke, they put me on my main positions when I was playing like doors. I was playing for 6 years or something. So then I could say, okay, I actually mastered it kind of way. I knew the meta as well. I'm watching because I was IGL, so I was watching the things. I know what people like to do, what actually those guys actually like to play as well. And it was pretty easy for me in the moment, like, and also I wasn't stressed, I just came to the tournament. I was fine.
Sure,
like,
no expectations,
like,
right?
This was like perfect, like not even the expectation, but I was put myself as I'm just coming to the tournament to have fun, to enjoy the game,
Right.
And I was like really. I was having fun with the guys. I was saying every like clash, come to Papa,
right.
shouting, having fun, and this is how I'm playing for, for having fun in the game. And whether I could say like those guys and the Mad and Hades, they all crazy there in the team. It was so funny. I was like just playing better. I think that's all, because I have like I feeling like we have a trusting team, we have a love, we have this time kind of team spirit. Even I was only at standing, I would say like I felt like. Really, like I just played with them before, That's how I feel, because like understand everything what was happening there, and probably this, yeah. Like just no pressure, having fun, enjoying the moment, and yeah. I think I even wrote it before the tournament that I'm just gonna go there. I'm gonna do whatever I can. I'm just gonna enjoy the moment and having fun. That would happen.
After so many years away, was it an interesting feeling to be back in a stage and have a crowd and play a final again?
Yeah, of course. I always enjoy it. Like the moment you are coming on the stage with the music pumping up, you feel the bass. This is the impressive thing you can ever like feel. Like like this is like emotions you coming in. When I'm sitting on the PC, I'm putting my headphones. I don't remember about crowd obviously if I do some good action, then I will do some my gesture like every time I was doing it. But you can see even on some of my highlights or whatever, I'm in the moment that I'm showing something on my face, doing some gestures, and then suddenly I'm like poker face, and I'm falling into the game. So this is how I was playing. Like in the moment you have the fun, you have enjoy, you say something, okay, have fun, but in the moment the game, I remember on ELEAGUE, I don't know if there is still ELEAGUE Season 1. I don't remember if there's still like the VODs from the TeamSpeak, because back in the day it was the thing. But I remember we were winning like 15-8 or something versus Fnatic on Mirage. And we already started to laugh. And I said, guys, on freeze time, guys, we didn't win yet. Just focus, please, and end it. And then we have fun. And so I was sometimes the guy as well like this. Right. That obviously I know when time we have time to have a fun. Like after the round, yeah, you have those small split seconds to have a fun, show something or whatever. But when it comes to freeze time, when we come to win the round, I also have in mind that we already lost some of the matches the way that we shouldn't. So I'm saying, guys, this is the last round. Let's focus, have fun later, yeah. And then so this is how I treat like CS overall.
Do you think this event, I mean, I know to a fan it might seem this way, but I want to know if it's the case for you. Do you think this event and the way you played kind of changed the perception of who Snax is and helped you now with the way you are in your team and where you're going in a career? Did it turn things around, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. It helped for sure. Like even Snappy write it down that they would pick me when the situation will be like they have a space, but they didn't. I'm not like I'm right. Not anyway. Like
sure.
I remember I had the tag with him and I said, guy, like it's fine. Like anyway, you just because of you helped me to put like my name on the people tanks again. So it's fine. Like I really enjoyed my moment. I'm not gonna be mad because you didn't take me. Like I even said to them, like, if you're gonna pick Nerds instead of me, I would go for Nerds. Like, this guy have like so much younger than me, he's playing good, and I had only good opinion about him, so I wouldn't pick myself anyway. Yeah, like if the guy, like the team needs experienced guy like me, like then I'm okay. Then I also try to like transition to IGL because I think this is the moment. I don't think so I'm playing that bad in the skill, like the overall assets, like skill wise. Like at some of the tournaments I play really good and I have some good actions, like. But I just know, like in CS2, you just need to grind a lot more to actually be good. But yeah, I think Dallas for sure helped me. Like I said, like top 5 team in the world rated to me to be IGL. I think overall, if I would count, it was like some of those teams I were talking in situation that if I would agree that I would probably play with them, but then it's probably either Batroll or whatever or IGL. And some of the team I had just talked like, okay, maybe you want to try. I said, yeah, maybe we can, and then nothing happened, for example. So, like, if we count both of those situations, I would say like I did like 5 or 6 talks, with the teams, and but it didn't work out. I mean, if I would like put myself as IGL, I would probably play from that day after ENCE in Dallas. But as not IGL, I decided to develop myself. Like it kind of went a little bit naturally because in the we started to do with the Bogdan from GamerLegion with talk about to do some team. Then in EU, I said okay, sure. Then we kick our MOUZ. I think we left alone for Sprout. And then I said, okay, maybe I would try. Like people try. Like I was asking me to be IGL. Why not? I was mostly doing it in Poland back in the day, so why not? I would try. And it happened that now I'm enjoying it. Like I like to be IGL. I like to prepare things like how other people are playing and other stuff.
Even though you are in-game leading, it does seem like, look, it's not the old Snax numbers when you were a star player, but you're still able to frag, though. It seems like you're able to make your game work. Like, was there like is it as simple? Because most in-game leaders, that's their excuse if they have the low frag. It's like, but I'm the in-game leader, what can I do? Like, is there a style, do you think, that can make it work where you can still frag people?
I would say it's for sure harder, especially in the mid-rounds, Like, I think if you... there is like the thing, if you put your like focus on shooting, then your team will suffer a bit more, and when you put more focus on the team, then yourself will suffer a bit. But probably I would say you can actually fix it, like to be maybe not in the star in the team, Also it depends on the positions, like we obviously know like some of the positions can give you more kills and other eco frags even that gives you like I would say
score and stuff, sure.
CS is not fair about this eco frags
yes,
because
definitely.
like now even CS2 if you do ace on eco and you do 3 kills then you have positive rating. If you lose or win the match, like whatever happens. So I would say like this is like a little bit not fair, but I would say you can play good as IGL if your team understand and if the team would work like in VP, I would say like IGL can play good as well because with those good comms and like talking through, like I was doing a lot of mid-round calls, and if I would have a player who is saying, okay, Snax, let's go here. I think we have a gap. Like let's do this, like smoke this, like fake this. Then I'm taking the role. I'm just like, okay, but let's add this and then end around. Then like you feel this like positive flow. And natural flow in the team, and you can play better as IGL because like not everything is on your head. But if you play like the IGL who's like doing the whole structure that like saying, okay, play this, and this, then that might be a little bit harder because you need to probably take care of the mid rounds and you're mostly like thinking about how to play the round instead of playing the round. And yeah, so I think like just play more, just think more and about your positions. And don't search for excuses. Whenever I'm playing bad on the server, I'm saying to the guys, sorry, I sucked. My bad, I need to play more. I'm just saying, like, I think once in for tournaments, I say once only that I felt like my PC is working bad, but I think it's just the thing we've seen. No, like in full CSGO like career, maybe I said once on ASO monitors in 2015 or whatever that they are super bad and you cannot play on 100 Hz. And we as VP were playing on 100 Hz and we were forced to switch to 120. And then on this like Dubai event, something was weird with my PC. I couldn't like focus, and maybe it was me only, or I think like the CS2 has like still bad optimization, and maybe it's because of because I was never like saying, okay, I cannot play because of PC. I was happy to go on the tournament because I thought, okay, we have all the same PCs, but the feeling was so bad. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you someone where when CS2 came out, was it the same for you? Could you just play it immediately? Was it a difficult adaptation?
Adaptation for sure, like a bit, like especially with the smokes. I think this is funny and the cool stuff that they added. Actually, I like the new stuff of the smokes.
I would think you would like it. I mean, the smoke being super powerful is your style of play, right?
Yeah. But I think like overall it's pretty nice. The way they can like extend in the pipes or whatever, like the metrics of them. And I would say it's pretty nice change. Like this is giving something new to the team. Like they're searching for new stuff, and I was like kind of bored because it was the same way in CSGO every time, and now in the smokes you have something else to do. But I wouldn't say at this from the moment I launched the game it was easy to play. Like I said, I think mechanics are a little bit different. The models running is a little bit different. I think mostly what they have the problem in this game is the interpolation and just overall the internet settings,
right,
you know.
Sure.
Because online is better, but I think it's something is still missing there, you know. And I think like overall optimization, like for me, how the models are running, how the game looking is really nice. I enjoy it. I know I like the new util, new buy menu, whatever, and new other stuff they did. But I don't really like this internet options like settings. That is bad, especially on internet when you play. It's really hard and like this optimization that like you can imagine we're going on the Jacompic tournament and we are playing on I don't know on Ancient in water we had like 100 FPS or something. So it was really hard to know because like in home I have like NASA computer, you know,
Sure.
and I have 600 FPS or 500 FPS on Ancient and it's mostly in water and it's all people there. I have like 350 FPS, so it's I would say a lot, you know, or 400. And then I'm coming to the tournament and I have like, it's a little bit different. I'm okay with that. I'm used to it that I can play on lower. But this is like, I'm not saying like the bad from tournament organizers or whatever, but I'm just saying, okay, Valve just put like bad optimization B.
Right.
Because I have a feeling like those water effects are, this is like off topic fully, like those water effects are nice for me, yeah? And it's cool that they're in the game. But why they cannot put like for the players that they can lower the settings fully so I don't see this water even.
Yeah, basically,
really
you want
like
it to be
way.
like Quake, right? Where the player in Quake has the settings bad, but on the stream you just make it look awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and
right.
the streamers,
right.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yes.
just like in Quake, they have this only like boxes or
Yes,
like this
exactly.
red rocket.
The worst
only
graphics
standing.
ever. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I could play like this, and people can see like the CS on stream, like whatever they want, full HD, full trees, like lamps, whatever they want.
Yes.
And I want to have like flat CS, flat water, and then we have goat optimization. People, if they want to play like this, they can put it themselves on settings. It's fine, you know. And like casuals, for us, because I think casuals are playing because they're putting full HD, full high details and whatever they like to play like this. But for us, it could be done like in Quake, that we have a little bit flatter the Counter-Strike, the graphics, and people on stream watching in better quality, and then it would have been so nice. Like that was my off topic that I was thinking about.
That's all good. Right, one thing I wanted to ask you was, if people look at the moment, right, there's all the players in Virtus.pro except Bialy, for obvious reasons. Everyone's back in CS, like they're all coaches now, like Cuban coaches, ENCE, and then obviously Neo's in FaZe, and then now, out of nowhere, Taz is just in G2, apparently. Like, I woke up to that, like, what the fuck? So you're back playing again.
Me too.
Was there something special about these players? Like, I mean, the obvious question here is, Snax, will you be a coach one day, do you think? Is Virtus.pro players just suited to being coaches, do you think?
I think I should be a coach, you know, in the future. Like I would, because the way I was like thinking about the CS, the work I was putting in the YouTube and other stuff, I was thinking a lot, and the way I'm doing preps, I would I think I would be a good coach. Maybe the future, if I would be a coach, it would like say, okay, you're actually fucking bad coach and leave it, don't do it. And then I would just quit it, obviously. But I think like from my heart, I would put myself, I could be a good coach. I'm not sure yet because I'm still enjoying the game, so I'm gonna play yet. And I think like overall how we felt like in VP, like we can understand the game. So everyone, like I can tell you, like Bialy started to do a fishing, you know.
Okay, all right.
so he is a fisherman now, and other players are doing this. I think he's just enjoying his life. This is like fully Bialy, you know. He's just okay. Fuck this coaching. I will just go do fishing, you know. I'm like I say, but I think he's enjoying it, and I would say like every coach like it's gonna be differently. Like a Neo, more composure, like would say like more friendly in the way, like maybe a little bit more passive than aggressive as a coach. You mean, you know, in the terms of pushing people to do something. Like Kuben, I would say more like this pushing way, like roles, hardworking and stuff like this. I think he's really good at it, and he's a really good coach. Like it's hard for me to tell like how Neo is gonna be as a coach, because this is how like me saying, okay, like Carrigan is nice coach. I mean, nice IGL. I'm saying like I never played with him. I mean, I watched some videos, but it's still not showing the full picture of it. So it's hard for me to say. Like from the scores, I could say, yeah, he's really nice, but maybe he's like, I don't want to say it. He is, but it's just like an example now. Like I could say like he's an average like IGL, but they have really nice scores, and I could say like from the pitch, I would say, yeah, he's nice IGL because they are winning, you know. And from the coaches, I do say, but like from the how I know the people, I would say like Neo and Kuben, they're gonna be like good coaches. Kuben is good coach for sure. And about us, I would say like I said before, like I think he's a good captain and a leader, taking care of the team and the hype wise as well. And I think like putting him in G2, I think it's okay. So it's like I was like having like I was enjoying, when I said like the information that TaZ is going there, I was fully surprised. I was not expecting that. But then I was thinking like how he can be as a coach. I would say maybe average as a coach, like in terms of CS, but maybe actually like I don't see as well TaZ coming in the team and saying, okay, Nico, you play like this, you do this, like. But I see like, okay, guys, we need to focus up. You need to, like those like more human being things you need to add to the team. I think TaZ might be okay with that and just put them on the higher level. Maybe give them more hype and like this power, I would say, force into the game,
Right, being as, like I said earlier, whenever does those HLTV lists, by the end of the CS, it was just all the AWPers. It was just like simple, ZWoo, divide, just everyone with an AWP, basically. So, like, to me, I think we have to take AWPers out of the conversation because obviously they're skewing the stats. But if we look at the riflers, it seems like in the modern day, this is like a golden generation of riflers. You've still got Nico, but then you've got all the new ones, Keserato, Axile, Rops is obviously amazing now. Like, there's Frozen, there's all sorts of good rifle. What do you think of modern day riflers? Who are the ones that like stand out to you, or who do you like? Is there anyone like Snax? There's an obvious thing.
I don't think so. It's anyone like me. I think like I developed a full other different style of playing, and I think maybe the time helped as well because like I think also the way I was playing because I was like using everything I could do in CS to win, like even the right click flash. I was like over clicking it, like overdoing it. Because it was like in the game, so I was using it because I knew.
You did like every time, basically. People don't know. He always flashed himself in the site, right?
Yeah, and then going in, and then like whenever I was finding something, I was just using them then to just put myself on the top, thinking, like I said, to how to counter it, how to be ready for those types of stuff, and I think I was just a little bit more different guy, and maybe times helped it as well. Because maybe it wasn't that much hard to, maybe that easy to actually counter me is in watching in HLTV like the POVs or like the Go TV or whatever. So yeah, I don't think so. Anyone like I'm not saying like if anyone is better than I would put some players, of course, but like the way of the role and how I was playing, I think it was like fully different, and no one have like is close to the style I had. I mean, maybe it was TV2K a bit in the one moment because he was crazy, yeah.
Right, sure.
But I think he was only like the close to me in terms of the playstyle. And the standout rifles right now, like in Poland, if I would say, I think the Jacob guy, in the 9, like the M-wise, he was really nice, and like you instantly could say, like the mechanics he had, like so insane, But in Europe or just overall the world, I need to think actually. I really like the ELIGE, like the
ELIGE, the American player,
ELIGE. Yeah. Now like ELIGE, how he's playing, especially in CS2, he's insane, And whenever I'm playing practice, fucking killing me every time. So I also the ELIGE. He's for me the standout.
Right, I have a quick set of questions. They're just simple ones. So all you do is give me the name and a quick reason.
Okay.
So look, I know in your case you haven't played with a million teammates, so it's a bit more limited, but I'm going to ask anyway. Right, of your teammates, who was the smartest? Who's the guy who there's something about him? Who's the smartest?
If I put myself, it can't?
You can do it yourself if you want, yeah. Was that your strength, you think?
Yeah, I like in VP, I would probably put myself. I would say like it's hard to say. Like I would put Pasha as well, but then, yeah.
In what way though? Because here's the thing, Snax. From the outside, people think Pasha's kind of a bit simple. So in what way is he smart? What's he's got a brain for?
The way he was playing, it was smart actually. Maybe, and the movement was like really hard to counter because the way he was like.
Oh, mate, that's the craziest thing. I mean, Fallen told me about this, but the funny thing is, when you watch him move, a lot of fans probably think, oh, he's moving worse than I do. But like you say, it's really tricky, though. I've heard, actually people said he's sort of good at, baiting you, so it looks like he's just wide sweeping, and then you fire, and then he goes back. Yeah, exactly. They said it's really tricky, actually. It's harder than you think.
Yeah.
Right, I see. Okay.
Okay, so let's go. Like, VP, I would say Neo as well. I think he was really smart about the game. I would say, like, if you don't count player and coaches, I would say Kuben was smart as well.
Okay.
I would put those guys. Like, it's hard for me because I feel like it's putting like other people that they are dumb or something.
Yeah, sure,
like,
sure.
But I would say Bialy, like whenever Bialy was, for example, calling, like he doesn't call that much, but when you feel like he's calling in this map, okay, I have a call. Let do me call. Then we are like listen to his call because mostly he was like, okay, and we are like winning this call. It was not that often, so we are every time listening to this call, and it's working every time. So I would say he was smart as well, but it's like, if I'm gonna say like in different ways, it's gonna be bad as well.
Sure.
I think
like we get what you mean. We get what you mean.
I would put myself that I was maybe thinking the most in the team, like as a player, like to think overall like how to play, do the stuff, and then I would put, because of the hard work, like me as the smartest. But I would say everyone from us, I would feel like we are just smart players and we understand how to play.
Who in the team is the funniest? This could be any teammate you've had. Who's the funniest teammate?
I would say Pasha again. Yeah, maybe I can just say, like, I think Pasha, Isaac from GamerLegion, I think he's really funny.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. I mean, he's Swedish, so I wouldn't have thought he'd be super social. He's a funny guy, though. He's got a good sense of humor.
Yeah, I have really good connection with him. Like, it's really nice. Like, yeah, I think Isaac and Pasha, and like from the players, I think Robs and Sunny were also funny when we were playing in MOUZ. So, but the most I would say Pasha and Isaac I would put. Yeah.
Okay, right. For the rest of them, you can't count for this one. You have to pick a teammate. Right? Who in your opinion, is the most clutch teammate you've played with? The one that's just great in the 1vx?
I think Pasha.
Okay, that's a surprising one.
Yeah. Who would you put then?
I would probably just say Neo, but I'm probably biased in that sense. I thought he was really good in 1v8, like on trade and stuff. You know,
I know, actually Neo as well.
He's pretty good.
Like, it's hard for me. Like, I would put both of them. Like you said, I can put one. So
yeah,
I really like Pasha, and like I have the best memories with him. So probably this is also why I'm picking him. You know, but yeah, actually Neo like was good as well at Clash. Is true.
Okay, for this one, you can include yourself because I'm purposely going to make this is actually a tough question. If you think of the history of Virtus.pro, who in Virtus.pro actually was the best AWPer? Because I know Neo did it for a while. You clearly like to do it. Pasha sometimes did it, and I get the feeling maybe he was even banned from doing it eventually because eventually it did get ridiculous. Who was actually the best? Who was the best with the AWPer?
I would put Pasha. AWPer for sure, Pasha was better. Yeah.
By the way, in his career, one thing that people don't really seem to know is by the end, he was more famous outside of the game. But those first, like that first year when he won the major, he was fucking insane that year, wasn't he? Like, I don't think the modern fan knows how good he was at CSGO at the beginning, right?
Yeah, like, especially when he had like hand cannon CZ in the hand after op, like this was so deadly duo, killing with op, and then you are taking M4 from your pocket,
yes.
Killing the guy, taking op and fast zoom, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, he was really good. Like I said, at the beginning of this team, like whenever I was like looking at our like players, all of us were fully insane in the game, you know. And, like people maybe remember Pasha about like bad movement and doing like those. We always like showing like this movement. He was them, but all of us were really nice. As an AWPer, I would put Pasha, like for sure. Like he was playing the mostly OP in our team. Like I have small episodes and Neo had small episodes as well. Like mostly he was playing, and I would just put him. And yeah, and actually I would change the clutcher to Neo. Yeah, Neo would be first, and I would put second Pasha.
At the end of this interview, Snax, do you have a final message for people? Do you want to say hello or thank you to anyone?
Yeah, I can speak in English and maybe to Polish a bit.
Yeah, do both.
Yeah. I would say like to people, like grind yourself in the game, especially when the new game is coming. This is your time. This is how I was doing in 1.6 when the scene was fully stacked. Just enjoy what we are doing in the life as well. Server, like this is all you need to have in life, and all the great things will happen to you soon, my friend. Like this also this from soon, my friend. Yeah, and I think that's then. Thank you for listening, obviously, because I think this is kind of the end, and we speak for a lot of time. I don't know how much exactly time went. Like for how long we are talking?
2 hours.
2 hours, yeah. So I hope you enjoyed the my talk here, and And yeah, I can speak a little bit in Polish.
Yeah, do it.
Dziękuję wszystkim za oglądanie. Oczywiście mam nadzieję, że wam się podobało. Trochę historii było. Nie wszystko sprzedałem, bo nie można wszystkiego. Mam nadzieję, że było dobrze i tak jak mówiłem, trzymajcie się, róbcie swoje, grajcie w CS-a, bawcie się i będzie dobrze.
Dziękuję.
Dziękuję.
When I make content, it isn't just me, the mic, and a guest or a topic. It's also me with the support of my whole crew. Who's that, you might ask? The Skrilluminati. That's who. They include Frisky, Matt Pugnaccio-Racula, Ahmed Hadju, Tosh, Tobias Bernasconi, Jensen Gore, Animosity, Toucan, and you know it if you've heard it before, but if you haven't, a special thanks goes out to my main man, Jerky's Minion. Well, if you want to know upcoming topics and guests I'm going to have on my channel, maybe you want to ask me a question to answer in an AMA in video fashion. Do you want to hear one of those long discussions and actually be part of it and be able to ask me questions? Want to find out who I'm going to interview next? If any of these perks or more appeal to you, put your money where your mouth is. Join the Skrilluminati today via the Patreon link in the description box below.